Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you all? I hope that you all are fine and taking good care of yourselves. Today is going to be your third lesson, and in this lesson, we will cover our next unit, which is unit number 5 in chapter number 2, the water cycle. So let's begin. So, the chapter we will be discussing today is unit number 5, weather and climate, and chapter number 2, the water cycle. Here are the things that you will need for this lesson. So the things are lead pencil, eraser, highlighter, your geography book, notebook, blue marker, blue ink pen, and a ruler. So I hope that you have grabbed all these things and you're ready for your lesson. Dear students, please open page number 73 of your geography books. Let's have a look at the objectives of this lesson. So after taking this lesson, you will be able to identify the water cycle and you'll know that how water moves constantly from one phase to another. Dear students, before starting our today's lesson, let's see what we discussed previously. So we discussed unit number 3 and chapter number 1 from your history books, which was Indus Valley Civilization. We discussed about its cities and its urban planning. So now let's get started with our today's lesson. I hope, dear students, that you have opened page number 73 of your geography books and you have prepared your pages. You have written down day, date, and online class book. So let's start our today's lesson. The water cycle. It is also known as the hydrological cycle. Please underline this line. It's called hydrological cycle because hydra also means water. It describes the constant movement of water above, below, and on the surface of earth. कि ये जो है वो कांस्टेंट मूवमेंट ऑफ वाटर को डिस्क्राइब करता है, चाहे वो हमारे सरफेस के अबव हो, बिलो हो या सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ पे हो. The amount of water on the earth remains quite constant over time. Please underline this line कि जो हमारे amount of water है अर्थ पे वो constant रहती है over the time. However, the division of water into the major reservoirs like ice, fresh water, saline water, as in the oceans and seas, and water in the atmosphere is variable depending on a wide range of climatic elements. So constant means continuously and saline means solution of salt in water. This process is called the water cycle because it is constant conversion and transference of water from one state to another state, from one water body like rivers and oceans to the other. इसको हम water cycle इसलिए कहते हैं क्योंकि ये constant conversion है water की from one phase to another phase. The water moves from one reservoir to another, such as from river to ocean or from the ocean to the atmosphere. Please underline these lines as they are important. So what they are trying to tell you here is कि water जो है वो constantly move करता रहता है एक water body से दूसरी water body में. For instance, river से ocean में और फिर ocean से atmosphere में through evaporation. So evaporation is a process when water converts from liquid state to वेपर फॉर्म कि जब पानी जो है वो लिक्विड स्टेट से वेपर फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है उस प्रोसेस को हम क्या कहते हैं एवेपोरेशन. कंडेंसेशन व्हेन इट चेंजेस फ्रॉम वेपर फॉर्म टू लिक्विड स्टेट कि जब वेपर फॉर्म जो है वो लिक्विड स्टेट में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है उसको हम कंडेंसेशन कहते हैं. एंड प्रेसिपिटेशन इज व्हेन द वेपर टर्न इनटू आइस कि जब वेपर्स जो है वो आइस में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं तो उसको प्रेसिपिटेशन का नाम दे दिया जाता है. एंड इनफिल्ट्रेशन इज अ प्रोसेस व्हेन द वाटर ड्रॉप्स ऑन द सॉइल कि जब वाटर जो है वो ज़मीन में जज्ब हो जाता है. पेनिट्रेट मीन्स जज्ब हो जाता है. इफेक्टिंग इट्स कॉम्पोजिशन. कॉम्पोजिशन मीन्स द वे अ मिक्सचर इज मेड अप. So this process is known as then infiltration. Then we have surface runoff, and it is a flow from drainage basin, and subsurface flow is the water that is flow of water beneath the earth's surface. Beneath means जमीन के अंदर जो surface में जो flow of water है उसको हम क्या कहते हैं subsurface flow. In doing so, the water goes through different phases such as liquid, solid and vapor. और ये सारे प्रोसेस के थ्रू वाटर जो है वो डिफरेंट फेजेस से जो है वो गुजर के जाता है विच आर लिक्विड, सॉलिड एंड वेपर. सो आई होप दैट नाउ यू हैव अ बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द वाटर साइकिल. The water cycle affects the temperature since it involves the exchange of energy. Involves means have or include and exchange means to swap. कि जो वाटर साइकिल है वो हमारे टेम्परेचर को भी जो है वो इफेक्ट करता है, बिकॉज इट इन्वॉल्व्स द एक्सचेंज ऑफ एनर्जी. फॉर इंस्टेंस, when the water evaporates, it takes up energy from its surroundings and cools the environment. कि जब water evaporate हो रहा होता है तो वो energy अपने environment से या surrounding से लेता है और अपने environment को जो है वो ठंडा कर देता है. For instance, when we perspire and stand in front of a fan, we feel the cooling sensation as the precipitation evaporates from our bodies. मैं आपको एक छोटी सी एग्जांपल दूंगी. फॉर इंस्टेंस, आप नहा के आते हो, ठीक है, आपकी बॉडी स्टिल अभी डैम्प है और आप फैन के नीचे खड़े हो जाते हो तो आपको एक कूलिंग सेंसेशन फील होती है. दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रोसेस ऑफ इवेपोरेशन. और वो सेंसेशन आप इसीलिए फील करते हो बिकॉज आपकी बॉडी से इवेपोरेट हो रहा होता है वाटर, लीविंग अ कूलिंग सेंसेशन. Similarly, when water condenses, it releases energy and warms the environment just like a humid day also feels hot. और इसी तरह जब water condense हो रहा होता है तो अपने environment को थोड़ा सा गर्म कर देता है. जैसे कि जब एक humid day होता है तो आपको गर्मी महसूस होती है. These exchanges, which either take up heat or release it, naturally influence the climate. और ये जो exchanges हैं जो कि heat release करते हैं वो definitely हमारे environment को इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं, यानी इन्वायरमेंट को या क्लाइमेट को या वेदर को इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं. इन्फ्लुएंस मीन्स हैव एन इम्पैक्ट or to effect. The evaporative phase of the cycle purifies water, which then replenishes the land with fresh water. Please underline this line. The flow of liquid water and ice transport minerals across the globe. कि जो water का flow है वो transport करता है different minerals across the globe. It also involved in reshaping the geological features of Earth through processes including erosion, where the soil is eroded and taken along by a water body. Eroded means gradually destroy. Erosion is a process कि जब soil जो है वो water के साथ साथ जो है वो move करती जाती है. Like the river, and sedimentation, which is the deposit of soil that is brought along by a river. और sedimentation जो है वो एक ऐसा process है कि जो मिट्टी है वो जो वाटर अपने साथ या रिवर अपने साथ लेके आता है उस एरिया में, जब वो मट्टी डिपॉजिट हो जाती है तो उस प्रोसेस को हम क्या कहते हैं? सेडिमेंटेशन. The water cycle is also essential for the maintenance of most ecosystems in the planet, since it helps distribute and redistribute water to different parts of the earth, and this process is essential for all life forms on our planet. So, I hope on that note, each and every point of this lesson is clear and you have a better understanding of the water cycle now. Dear students, please open your notebooks. Dear students, please open your index page and prepare the page like this. You have to write down the serial number, the date, and the topic, and I hope that this demonstration is helpful for you. Dear students, it's time for our today's task. So you have to prepare your pages. You have to write down day, date, today's task, topic, unit number 5, chapter number 2, the water cycle. And firstly, we will do the short question answers. So let's see the first one. What is the other name of water cycle? So the answer is the hydrological cycle. Secondly, how does water cycle affect the temperature? The answer is it involves the exchanges of energy, and that's how it affects the temperature. Moving on to our next page, we have to do the long question. So let's see. Define the terms of water cycle. So we have to define each term of the water cycle. So let's see the first one. Evaporation. Water converts from liquid form to the vapor form, and this process is known as evaporation. कि जब water जो evaporate हो जाता है from liquid form to vapor form, it is known as evaporation. Secondly, condensation. The change from vapor form to liquid state is called condensation. Precipitation. Condensed water vapor that falls to the earth's surface in any form, such as rain or ice, is known as precipitation. Moving on to our next page, I have infiltration, and this is the flow of water from the ground surface into the ground. कि जो water के surface के ऊपर से flow of water है और जब वो ज़मीन के अंदर जाता है, इस process को हम क्या कहते हैं? Infiltration. Secondly, surface runoff. The variety of ways by which water moves across the land. कि different तरीकों से जिससे water जो है वो land के ऊपर move करता है, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Surface runoff. Lastly, subsurface flow. It is the flow of water beneath Earth's surface. कि ये वाटर का फ्लो है ज़मीन के अंदर, यानी जब ज़मीन के अंदर वाटर जो है वो फ्लो करता है उसको हम क्या कहते हैं, सब सरफेस फ्लो. So you have to write down these question answers on your notebooks in a very good handwriting. Okay, dear students, now we will do the worksheet of this chapter, which is also attached in your winter pack. So we have choose the correct options. So let's see the first one. Out of all the water in the world, only dash is fresh. So the answer is 2.5%. Secondly, most of the fresh water is tapped in dash. The answer is glaciers. Thirdly, more than dash billion humans depend on the 1% fresh water. The answer is 7 billion. Fourthly, more than dash billion species depend on the 1% fresh water. The answer is 8.7 billion. Last but not the least, the evaporation phase of the cycle dash water. The answer is it purifies the water. So you have to complete this worksheet and you have to attach it on your notebooks. Now, dear students, we will label the elements of water cycle. So the answer of the first blank is condensation, secondly precipitation, thirdly condensation again, fourth transpiration, fifth surface runoff, sixth evaporation, and seventh subsurface runoff. So you have to solve this diagram and you have to paste this worksheet on your notebooks after the completion. It's time for you to assess yourself, dear students. So I have prepared some blanks for you. So let's see the first one. The dash phase of cycle purifies water. Secondly, the change from vapor to liquid state is called dash. Thirdly, the other name of water cycle is dash. Fourthly, more than dash billion people depend on fresh water. And last but not the least, only dash of water is fresh. So I hope that you'll be able to solve this assessment very easily after taking this lesson. Now I have some tasks for you to do. So the first task that you have to do or you have to perform is that you have to prepare the title and the content page of the chapter, the water cycle. And secondly, you have to learn the question answers of the water cycle. So I hope that you'll be able to do these tasks very easily. Now I have some fun facts for you which will add to your knowledge. So let's see the first fun fact. 96.5% of Earth's crust water is found in seas and oceans. Secondly, the atmosphere of Earth is mostly comprised of nitrogen. Now we might think that it is comprised of oxygen, but the truth is that it is mostly comprised of nitrogen. So lastly, I have some habits for you that you can implement in your daily routine. So the first one is try and learn something new every day. So dear students, take each day as an opportunity to learn something new. Secondly, say please and thank you and add these two words in your daily routine in order to communicate in a better way. I hope, dear students, that today's lesson was helpful and you have understood each and every point of this lesson. And I hope to see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz. Stay home.